So I have a few blister packs which contain um, one or two um, booster packs along with a promo card and a coin. Each one is a different promo card and coin. I also have Star Kit. I will have to double check which one it was, but I know it wasn't 2021 because I did a previous video about that Star Kit. This will have a Magic the Gathering arena code if I remember correctly. And then I also have a Prismatic Evolutions box that happens to have um, foil um, copies of Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon, along with a poster and three Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Prism Evolution booster packs, and a first partner illustrated collection. This one happens to be Series 3, so there's a couple of other series that would have different starters, I guess, or chance for different starters. So watch out in the coming weeks for some opening of both Pokemon and Magic related videos. Actually, I will open one of the blister packs right now. This one has the Erika coin. The promo card is Erika's Tangela. And then it's Mega Evolutions Ascended Heroes. So there's two of these packs, so let's see what interesting and fun card they might have. So we have a Dynamo. It's electric type. The attack is Hold Still, which costs a normal energy. Heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. So doesn't really do any damage attacking, but it can heal itself. And it only has 40 HP, so it seems like it'd be something to throw out to take some hits while you're waiting to get another Pokemon out on your bench or something. Silicune. It's a stage 1 Pokemon. Here it's grass, but in the games it's a bug type Pokemon. The ability is multiplying Cocoon. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. Search your deck for a Silicune or a Cascoon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. So kind of cool looking for, an evolution form, which would then thin your deck. Tackle cost grass type energy, which is weird because normally in the games tackle is like a normal type attack, does 30 damage. You have Dracloak. It's something I've never seen before. The ability is Recon Directive. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand, put the other card on the bottom of your deck. So kind of helpful to kind of like draw the good card and put something that's not as good on the bottom, so you have a maybe a better chance of drawing something else your next turn. Dragon Headbutt, it costs a fire and a psychic, and it does 70 damage. So, I guess maybe this is supposed to be a dragon symbol. I haven't seen a dragon type Pokemon card before. I've only seen, dragon type in the game, so I'm not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong about that being the dragon type. Next we have Scorbunny. It's a fire type, but quick attack is its only move, costs a normal energy, does 10 plus damage. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 10 more damage, which is interesting because in the game, quick attack is supposed to get priority when determining whether you or your opponent attacks first. It gets speed-wise gets priority, I guess, but in a card game, you don't really have that determination, I guess. Soul Rock. It's a fighting type. Cosmic Beam costs a fighting energy, does 70 damage. If you don't have Lunaton on your bench, this attack does nothing. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance. So it either does 70 damage or it does nothing, depending on if you have that one specific Pokemon on your bench. And, 70 damage not being affected by weakness or resistance is pretty nice. Mawile, it's 90 HP. The first attack, if you want to call it that, is Call for Family, which costs 1 normal energy. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Pretty nice searching out Pokemon for your bench and thins your deck. Bite does 90 damage. I'm not 100% sure what this energy symbol is, but kind of looks like a upside down triangle in the middle with some stuff going around the outside of it. So one of those energies and then 2 of the normal energies. And then we have a supporter trainer card, Canary. You can use this card only if you discard another card from your hand. Search your deck for up to 4 electric Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. You may play only 1 supporter card during your turn. I mean, that's searching your deck for up to 4 creatures and putting them into your hand. I can see why, you would have to discard something to get that many Pokemon. And we have Ends Darkumaka, and this one happens to be a flail, which is pretty cool. It's fire type. Rolling Tackle is the first attack. It costs 2 normal type energy to do 20 damage. Then we have Flare, which costs 2 fire energy and 1 normal energy to do 50 damage. And then we have Larry's Staraptor, which is a stage 2. And this happens to also be foil, so kind of interesting that it's like 2 foil cards back to back, and they happen to be trainer cards. The first attack is Facade, which is a cost a normal energy to do 60 plus damage. If this Pokemon is burnt or poisoned, this attack does 100 more damage. Feathery Strike, it costs 3 normal energy to do 150 damage. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, and this attack also does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for the bench Pokemon. So, I mean, yes, you're discarding 2 energy from the Pokemon, but to do 150 damage to your opponent's Pokemon that's out, plus 50 damage without applying weakness or resistance to a bench Pokemon, I mean, that does a lot for the cost. Oh, and a third foil trainer card, so definitely feel like some value in this pack. It's Team Rocket's Hawkrow, which is a stage 1 Pokemon. I remember the basic form, but don't remember seeing this evolution in the games, but I only played so many generations, so there's a lot of Pokemon I don't recognize. Rocket's Feathers, it does 60x for damage and costs 2 normal energy. You may discard any number of support cards that have Team Rocket in their name from your hand, and this attack does 60 damage for each card you discard in this way. Hammer In, it costs a dark energy and 2 normal energy to do 100 damage. And then we have a basic fire energy, and then I'm only going to show this side because this happens to be one of the redeemable cards to get stuff on the Pokemon game, if you will, for the computer. And then let's see if the second pack is as fire as the other one appeared to be. So we have Cynthia's Gibble. I mean, it's cool that, you know, we're starting out with a trainer card, even though it's not foil like the last 3 of the cards of the previous pack. It's a fighting type. Rock Hurl costs a fighting energy and does 20 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. And we have End Vanillite, which is a water type. Call for Family costs normal energy. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck, which is nice. You're getting Pokemon thinning your deck. Icy Snow costs a water energy and a normal energy to do 20 damage. Then we have Larry's Kamala. It's a normal type Pokemon. The ability is Lethargic Charge. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may use this ability. Attach an energy card from your hand to this, or to your active Larry's Pokemon. And then Dozing Draw costs a basic energy. this Pokemon is now asleep. Draw 2 cards. So doesn't really have anything that does damage to your opponent, but if it's on the bench, you can use the ability to attach energy to your active Pokemon if it happens to be one of Larry's Pokemon. And then if he's out on the battlefield, you can use Dozing Draw to put your Pokemon to sleep and draw cards, which drawing cards outside of your normal draw step can be helpful if you're running low on cards. You know, anything to get card advantage is nice. Dreepy, kind of a weird name. Petty Grudge costs a Psychic to do 10 damage, and Bite costs a Fire and a Psychic Energy to do 40 damage. We have another one of Larry's Pokemon. Larry's Staravia. It's a normal type. Stage 1. Flap costs a normal energy to do 20 damage. Razorwing costs 2 normal energy to do 50 damage. And surprisingly, after how many training cards, we have a non-trainer. Just a regular Charmeleon, a fire type. Heat Blast costs a fire and a normal energy to do 50 damage. Oh yeah, it's a stage 1 Pokemon. Ends PP up. It's a item trainer. Attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Ends Pokemon. You may play any number of item cards during your turn. And then you have one of the foil supporter trainer cards, Surfer. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. You may play only one support card during your turn. And then, so we had a normal Dreepy earlier. Now we have a foil one, but it's the same attacks. Petty, Psychic Energy to do 10 damage, or Bite, Fire, and Psychic Energy to do 40 damage. And then we have foil item trainer, Team Rocket's Transceiver. Search your deck for support cards that has Team Rocket in its name. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. You may play any number of items cards during your turn. Then we have a basic energy. Then we also have another one of these cards that has a code for the Pokemon game on your computer. So hopefully you found some value in this. Seems interesting that the Ascended Heroes had so many trainer cards and, you know, a handful of foils. It almost seemed like higher rates than some of the other packs I've opened, but I definitely have a bag full of a variety of packs that I will be opening over the next months, but I'll probably be doing the boxes for both Pokemon and Magic first, so keep an eye out. Thanks and have a good day.